Today in Elden Ring, I'm going to be showing you how to farm unlimited amounts of the Silver Pickled Fowl Foot. But why on earth would you want this item? Well, there are many rare weapons and armor drops that you can only obtain by killing certain enemies in Elden Ring, who have a very small chance otherwise to drop a piece of that armor set or secret weapon on death. Since the default drop chance is actually very low and is also based on your character's arcane stat, which is a stat you should really never bother leveling unless it's useful to your character build or required to wield a certain weapon. Essentially, the higher your arcane stat, the higher your drop chance will be. At 20 arcane, you'll get a very large boost to the drop chance that you have. But then if you level it even higher up to level 55, you'll start getting diminishing returns on your investment into arcane. Either way, you should never level arcane just to increase your drop chance, because there are much better methods of increasing your drop chance, like the Silver Pickled Fowl Foot. This is a consumable that increases your item discovery by 50 points for a whole 3 minutes. So it's essentially like having another 50 points invested into your arcane stat for free, temporarily. And since I'm about to show you how to farm an unlimited amount of this item, you can consume these whenever you are farming for some hidden armor sets or weapons to increase your drop chance considerably. But first, in order to actually craft the Silver Pickled Fowl Foot, we need to find the crafting recipe. So I'm going to show you how to do that now, and then I'll show you where to find unlimited of each crafting ingredient you need to make it as quickly as possible. If you want to skip ahead to specific crafting ingredients, you can just skip ahead to the timestamp in the video, but we'll also be picking up some other secret items along the way. So we're going to be starting from the first step resting spot at the very start of the game. Now, if you've not unlocked this area of the map, there's a guide linked in the description on how to do so. But from the first step resting spot, we're going to be coming all the way northwest over here to the Church of Marika. If you don't know how to get there, starting from the first step resting spot where you start the game, you're going to head northwards past the Church of Ella and then to the Gatefront Ruins, and just on the right of this, you head all the way down this path and across this bridge. You come to a fork in the road. You're going to take this dirt track to the north and follow it all the way along underneath this ruined bridge until you get to the third Church of Marika just here on the map. But we're going to put a waypoint right above us where this pathway is to the north. From this church's waypoint, we're going to go ahead and leave the church, and we're going to go directly north up this mountain you can see in the distance, just north from that church. So just head across the river here and up this path, and there'll be a wind channel that you can use to climb up the cliff face here. Just go ahead and jump here. Going to eject us into the sky, and then we can just carry on up this little cliff here and then go ahead and jump on this one as well, still heading northwards up this mountain face, and then jump on the next one just here. And you guys can see just in the distance directly north, that's our waypoint that we put on the pathway, but there's also a Church of Marika just here. Now, as soon as you come over to this church, there's going to be a enemy NPC invasion. In order to deal with this NPC, it's pretty easy. You're going to walk up and she's going to spawn right at the entrance to this church just here. Now what you can do is you can summon your wolf spirit summons to make this fight a lot easier. Now while this spirit is rather easy to defeat, you can simply just completely ignore her and run past her to get the crafting recipe in the church, which I'll show you in a moment. But if you do slay her, she does drop a secret reward. The main attack to watch out for is when she walks towards you, slashing 3 times. You can simply walk backwards away from her while she uses this attack, and after the combo you can jump back in to punish her. The best attack though that she uses to watch out for is when she slams down her weapon with 2 hands onto the ground. She'll either jump at you and do this, or just do it on the spot. She has a very slow recovery speed after she uses this attack, allowing you to get some free spell casts off or use arrows or even backstab her when she's coming back up from the attack. Alternatively, if you are struggling, you can just use spirit summons to help you out here. And I've recently found some more Elden Ring and Dark Souls displays, which are metal posters that stick to your wall with magnets. I pretty much covered half of my office with them. But while the sale's still on, I definitely recommend checking out the new pieces from the link in the description below. Some of this artwork of memorable boss fights and characters is just awesome. And that is how you get the Sacred Scorpion Charm. Raises your holy attack power but lowers damage negation. Now, after she is dead, or you can just completely ignore her, just come inside this shrine just here and you'll see another resting spot of grace within the smouldering church, but also 2 bodies to loot. So this first body just here is going to give you the Nomadic Warriors Cookbook 14. Now this unlocks the ability to craft poison pots, roped poison pots, and poison darts, which are really, really useful in certain situations. And then also we have this, the Missionary Cookbook, which unlocks the ability to craft a Silver Pickled Fowl Foot for yourself. So the first thing we're going to be obtaining is the Silver Fireflies, and this is a really fast unlimited farming location for them. And you can get them right at the start of the game from the first step resting spot just here on the map. You're going to come north to the Church of Ella. And just in case you haven't and you're following this guide at the start of the game, make sure that once you're here that you purchase both a torch and also the crafting kit from Father Christmas, located just here. And then from here we're going to go north through the woodlands to the Groveside Cave. Now I'm going to put a waypoint here and show you where the location is if you've not come here before. So we're going to start just here from the church where that merchant was, and then we're literally just going to head directly north to that waypoint that I just put at the base of the cave, just past the lake here in front of us. And we're just going to run directly up here towards the cave. And as soon as you get here, you'll see there's like a brazier that marks the cave entrance. Then we can just head on inside to the Groveside Cave. And there's also a resting spot here in case you die. And we're going to want to get our torch at this point. I'm just going to run downstairs. And there's going to be a few wolves in this location, but you can literally run past them. So from here, you're just going to run down to the left and drop off this little cliff bit here. And just over here, you'll sort of see, if I get rid of my torch, you can see like little glowing dots. These are the silver flies. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in this location. And you can literally just walk over here, spam the Y button, and then just either die or leave. Come back to the resting spot, rest here, then run back again. And you can just do this again and again and again to get tons of the silver fireflies. So the next item we need to obtain is the Rowa Fruit, which is a super common ingredient that grows especially all over the starting area of Limgrave. So we're back here just at the first step resting spot where you start the game. And once you are here, you're going to just want to turn around and you'll see a bunch of kind of orangey sort of fruit on these bushes. And you can just go ahead and harvest all of this. There's some more just down here as well. And you get like a bunch each time you harvest it, between 1 and 3 each time. And then as soon as you've harvested it, just go ahead and rest at the resting spot. And what that is going to do is it's going to reset all of those locations. So you can literally just get an unlimited amount by running around in a little circle, harvesting all of these fruits and resting repeatedly at the bonfire. Now the final item we need is the 4-toed fowl foot. These will often drop from birds, and birds can be found all over cliff tops and beaches, but the best way to kill them is with a bow. Now the best place to farm these is directly south from the first step resting spot, over here at the 4th Church of Marika on the map. Now you may have not unlocked this area of the map, and if you haven't, what you need to do is come southwest from the first step of Marika, underneath this lake, over here to the Agheel Lake South, and then just go all the way south down this valley across the Bridge of Sacrifice. Follow this road, ignore all of the enemies, just carry on going down this road, and eventually if you continue going south you'll come to this broken sort of fortress wall. Just there, you'll find the Castle Morn Rampart resting spot. It's not hard to miss. And from there, you're going to head north up this path, over this little river, where you'll find another south of the lookout tower. Then you're going to carry on all the way down here, down this path to the west, all the way west, and you'll see on the cliff tops the Fourth Church of Marika, and just here is where you're going to want to go for this farming spot down here on the beach. So you can see I'm at the church and I've unlocked the resting spot just here. So from the resting spot, we're just going to head down to the beach area. And we're going to head all the way north along the beach, and just over here, you see there's kind of like loads of birds just in one spot. So just shoot these birds and you'll get around 5 to 10 fowl foot per run. And each time you can reset and respawn all of these birds by just teleporting back to the resting spot and then running back again and doing it repeatedly until you get as many as you want. It really doesn't take long at all, and you can always come back and farm them whenever you need them. It's also a fantastic source of feathers. So now you've gathered all of the ingredients, we can go to item crafting just here on the top left. And then we can craft ourselves the Silver Pickled Fowl Foot using 3 Rowa Fruit, 1 4-toed Fowl Foot, and 1 Silver Firefly each time we craft it. I can now craft 52 of them, but you can only hold 10 at a time, so the rest are going to be placed in your chest when you do craft them. Now, one thing you should know before you go off and you start using the Silver Pickled Foot Now, one thing you should know before you go off and you start using the Silver Pickled Fowl Foot is once you eat it, on the top left, you'll see that icon. That means that the effect is active, and as soon as you eat one, it will be active for 3 minutes. Anything you kill will have that extra drop chance enabled. However, if I was, for example, to look on my map and fast travel to another location, I will lose that buffed ability, and I'll have to eat another pickled fowl foot in order to regain it again. So do not fast travel or teleport back to any resting spots. Instead, say for example you're farming a specific enemy for a drop, what you want to do is kill that enemy and then come back manually to the resting spot, as in just walk there, and then go ahead and rest out the Site of Grace. That will respawn whichever enemies you're farming, and as you can see, that effect on the top left is still active. But now if you want to find some awesome armor sets to farm, check out my other recommendations in the description below.